Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the price of Bitcoin is cooling off in the short term just after hitting this technical price target. And while this is happening, the price of ETH is experiencing a rejection from this key resistance in the short term, which I'll be talking more about later in this video. So definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a quick update on the 4-hour Bitcoin to US dollar chart. And right now, the price of Bitcoin is experiencing a rejection from this important range of resistance coming into play in between around 16.7K going up towards around 16.9K. And so once again, just like I said in my last video, we need to remain somewhat cautious in the imminent short term while the Bitcoin price is running into this resistance. And now, if you're looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin price oscillators, technically speaking, the RSI on the 4-hour time frame is still looking more bullish than bearish because it's still in a higher low, higher high structure. But looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin MACD, and we've seen a lot of bullish momentum get lost over the last 1 day or so here in the shorter term. And in fact, this indicator is approaching another bearish cross potentially coming soon if we stay on this trajectory. But at least for now, we're looking relatively neutral in the imminent short term, so not overly bullish or overly bearish, because once again, we've lost bullish momentum in the shorter term, but we haven't yet confirmed a return in bearish momentum with a bearish cross, for example. So due to this, one of the most likely scenarios in the short term for the Bitcoin price is for the price to chop around sideways, running into this resistance, kind of like what we saw back here. Obviously, the RSI on the 4-hour time frame was trending to the upsides, but at this stage we saw a lot of bullish momentum get lost in the shorter term, and right at that point there we saw the Bitcoin price run into this same range of resistance that we're running into right now. And while that was happening, we basically saw a lot of choppy sideways price action while the momentum was low. So like I said, simply based on what these indicators are showing right now, we're most likely at a stage in the market similar to this area just back here. And now if you zoom into the even shorter term, looking at the 2-hour Bitcoin chart, over the last 1 day or so, the price of Bitcoin briefly hit this technical price target, the first technical price target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which was sitting close to 16.8K. But so far, the price of Bitcoin is yet to actually make it to the full technical price target for this pattern, which is technically at 16.9K. But so far, we have already hit one price target, which technically completes this pattern. So I wouldn't exactly be relying on that 16.9K price target getting hit simply based on this pattern alone, because like I said, we've already hit one technical price target for this pattern. And usually when it comes to these inverse head and shoulders patterns and also normal head and shoulders patterns, they quite often make it to perhaps the first price target, but fail to make it all the way to the larger price target, which in this case was 16.9K. And obviously we still have this range of resistance putting some sell pressure on the price of Bitcoin here in the shorter term. And now if you're looking at the 2-hour Bitcoin RSI right now, as I've recorded this video, it is currently bouncing from this ascending line of support. And so technically speaking, while the RSI remains above this line of support right here in this uptrend, we are still technically looking more bullish than bearish in terms of the trend right now. It's just in the more imminent short term, once again, we've lost some of that bullish momentum. So in the more imminent short term, we could be due to see a bit of choppy sideways price action. But remember, this is still currently occurring within a short-term bullish trend because we are seeing higher lows and higher highs here on the 2-hour time frame, for example. But obviously, when I'm talking about the 2-hour time frame, this is all talking about short-term trends, not long-term trends. So just because we're in a short-term bullish trend, obviously this doesn't mean the bear market is over or anything like that, at least as of right now. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, and right now the price of ETH is currently experiencing a rejection from this same level of resistance that we've been finding resistance at over the last few weeks. And of course, this level is still sitting at around 1220 to 1230 approximately. And like I said in my last video that I posted yesterday on this channel, while the price was running into this short-term resistance, we also saw the 4-hour Ethereum RSI approach overbought territories, telling us that we're beginning to see a little bit more risk of downside price action in the shorter term, and we have somewhat limited room to the upside, especially as we are running into resistance. But in terms of the price trend itself, based on the price action alone, this is still a neutral price trend, so not bullish or bearish. It's basically in a choppy sideways price range in between that point of resistance that I just mentioned and this point of support, sitting at around 1180 to 1190. But if the price of ETH eventually breaks below that level of support, then we also have support down towards around 1150, and if the price of ETH breaks above this resistance at around 1230, then we also have some further resistance up here at around 1280. And now if you're looking at the 4-hour Ethereum price oscillators, these are technically still looking more bullish than bearish, especially the RSI, because this is still trending to the upside, forming higher lows and higher highs. And obviously this short-term cool-off over the last 1 day in the price action has helped to reset this RSI back down towards neutral levels, which is technically giving us some more room to the upside now in this indicator. And looking at the 4-hour Ethereum MACD, like I said, this is technically still more bullish than bearish because we haven't yet seen another bearish cross as I've recorded this video, but we are potentially getting close to one because over the last 1 day, we have lost a lot of bullish momentum in the shorter term. So simply based on the price action and the MACD right now, we're looking extremely neutral, not really overly bullish or overly bearish, but looking at the RSI, this is still technically looking more bullish than bearish as of right now, which is basically pointing towards another potential retest of this level of resistance sitting at around 1220 to 1230. And now if you zoom into an even smaller time frame, looking at the 2-hour ETH to US dollar chart, obviously this is the range of resistance that I just mentioned at around 1220 to 1230. But just visible on this chart, we have this line of support sitting at around 1.2k, more specifically around $1,204, which is currently acting as a bit of short-term support, but technically speaking, this is weaker support compared to this level at around 1180, for example, because we have a lot more touch points along that level. And not only that, but of course, this support at around 1180 is more visible on larger time frames like this 4-hour chart compared to the 2-hour chart, obviously being a smaller time frame. And typically, the larger the time frame, the more significant the pattern indicator or level of support or resistance. But anyway, if you want to know how to continue to make money in crypto, even if the price is simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to check out the video in the bottom left of your screen right now, because once again, that shows you how to make money in crypto if the price is chopping around sideways. And the video in the top left of your screen is a complete step-by-step tutorial showing you how to trade crypto with and without leverage. But anyway, that's all that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.